Welcome back to Justice with Ken, where I provide common sense answers to some tough legal questions, and we make sure the truth gets a voice. I'm here to give you a real answers to some of the toughest legal questions out there, and no law degree required. I'm not a lawyer, but I've walked through over 30 courtrooms and fought for justice one motion at a time. So today, we're diving into a question I received from one of my subscribers, and they asked a powerful question. They told me that a company said that they owed them money and reported it to a third party. And he said it wasn't true. And he asked me, could he sue them for defamation? My answer was, you might be able to. And if what they said caused you harm to your credit, reputation, or livelihood, this could be more serious than he thought. So before we get too far into it, let's break down what is defamation. Defamation is when someone makes a false statement of fact about you and publishes it to a third party. And that statement harms your reputation. There are two main types of defamation. The first one is libel, which is written defamation. And the second one is slander, which is spoken defamation. But what most people don't realize is that defamation isn't just about rumors or gossip. It's about falsehoods that have consequences. Most people think that defamation just means someone says something bad about me, but legally it's much more specific. Truth is an absolute defense. No matter how damaging a statement is, if it's true, it's not defamation. Now let's look at our subscriber's case about a company reporting an alleged debt. This is an interesting scenario because if he doesn't truly owe the money and the company reports that to a credit bureau or third party, this could be defamation. So what are the key elements to prove? Well, to sue for defamation, you must prove a falsity. The statement made was demonstrably false, not just an opinion. That it was publicated. The statement must be communicated to someone other than yourself. And then fault. You must prove that there was actual malice, a knowledge or falsity or reckless regard for the truth. And for private individuals, you need to prove negligence, which is a duty of care. The damages, you must show that the statement caused harm to your reputation. So some statements are so severe that they are considered a defamation per se, and it's automatically presumed harmful. So why defamation cases are challenging? Before you decide to sue, understand the significant challenges. Defamation lawsuits can be extremely expensive, often $15,000 to $50,000 plus to litigate. These cases frequently take 1 to 3 years to resolve. And the burden of proof falls on you, the plaintiff. You know, we still have not answered the question, when is it worth suing? Suing for defamation is generally worth considering when the statement is verifiably false, not an opinion. If it has caused significant quantifiable damage. If the defendant has assets to pay a judgment. And you are prepared for the emotional and financial costs of litigation. And the last and most important thing is that the false statement is ongoing or permanently, like published online. Of course, you do have alternatives to litigation. Before filing a lawsuit, consider these effective alternatives. Request a retraction. Sometimes a formal letter requesting a correction works. A cease and desist letter. Have an attorney or yourself construct a letter demanding them to stop the defamation. And then an alternative dispute resolution is mediation, which is much cheaper and faster than litigation. So, is suing for defamation worth your time? The answer depends on the severity of the false statement, the damage it is causing, whether you can prove all elements, your financial and emotional capacity for litigation, and whether alternatives might be more effective. For most people, defamation lawsuits would be a last resort when other remedies have failed and the ongoing damage justifies the cost and effort. Remember, winning a defamation case isn't just about being right, it's about being able to prove every element of a potential lengthy and expensive legal process. Now, if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more practical legal information. Drop your questions in the comments and I might address them in a future video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget.